Guten Tag und herzlich willkommen zur Deutsch-Stunde mit Rob by Core Languages. Today we're going to talk about the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense is the spoken past tense in German. Now in English we tend to use the simple past or the what we call the imperfect tense. I did, I went, I had. In German they would say I have gone, I have done, I have had, and so on, which is you have a present tense of a helping verb combined with a past participle. Okay? For almost all spoken past tense of verbs, we'll use the present perfect. And there are two different forms depending on whether or not it is a regular or irregular verb. In each case, for regular or irregular, we have, in most cases and not all, and I'll come back to this in a few minutes, we have a GE prefix. Okay? So let's take the verb machen. This is a regular verb. In order to form the past participle, we take GE plus stem and then add a T ending. So it's the stem, you drop that EN from the infinitive, so GE plus mach plus T gives us our past participle, gemacht. Now the verb to do uses the helping verb haben. Now two helping verbs. We have haben and sein. So which one do we want to use, haben or sein? That's going to depend on what the verb indicates. So I'll come back to that in just a moment. Let's return now to the basic forms. So regular verbs is GE plus stem plus T. Now for an irregular verb like, let's say, gehen, we have not only a GE prefix and stem, but we also have an EN ending. So as opposed to the T, we have an EN for irregular verbs. Now the stems can do several things. They can stay the same, they can have a different vowel, or they can have an altogether different spelling or several spelling changes. So gehen, if we look at the stem, it's GEH. The past participle is not gegangen, but it is gegangen. Okay, so GEH, GANG. That's a pretty significant difference. With some irregular verbs like schlafen, which is a stem vowel change verb in the present. Let's look at schlafen. With schlafen and stem vowel change verbs, that means the do and the as and s forms add an umlaut to the stem in the present tense. So, ich schlafe, du schläfst, as yes, schläft. When we look at the past participle, it is irregular. We have GE plus stem plus EN. However, the stem schlaf doesn't change spelling whatsoever. So it is geschlafen. Alright. Now, when do we use haben versus sein? Haben is used for regular verbs, but also irregular verbs. The same can be said for sein. The main difference, let me back up for a second. The vast majority of verbs that take sein are irregular. Verbs that tend to take sein actually show either a change of location, change of location, delta location, or it's a change of state or condition. So change of location. Verbs like gehen. I go to the store. I go from point A to point B. Even though point A might be implied, we know you're traveling away from one point and you're going to reach another destination. So gehen, kommen, fliegen, fahren, reisen. These kinds of verbs that show travel, movement from one place to another are going to be change of location, and we'll use sein. So, ich bin gegangen, ich bin gefahren, ich bin gekommen. Okay, they all use sein. A change of state or condition would be going from a sleeping to a wakeful state. So waking up, falling asleep, both of these verbs, aufwachen and einschlafen, they use sein as their helping verb. It's a change of state or condition. If you're awake and you get knocked unconscious, that falling unconscious also would require sein. If your mental state becomes altered, that is also another instance of using sein. Two other verbs that we use sein with, of course, each of these helping verbs takes their own as a participle. So using the third person, singular, the past tense for sein is ist gewesen. We also have bleiben, which means to remain. With bleiben, there's no change of state or condition. There's no change of location. It's just being there. Kind of like sein in a sense. Ist geblieben. Okay? And one last one, which may not be very intuitive, is werden. Werden becomes ist geworden in the present perfect, because becoming is showing some kind of change of state. So you get older. Ich bin älter geworden. Right? Alright, so in a nutshell, that's what the present perfect looks like in German. However, there are a couple different types of verbs that are formed differently when it comes to past participles. And we'll work on those in the next video. For now, please like the video and share any comments or any suggestions you might have for future videos. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe by clicking on the link below this video. Also, wie auch immer, auf Wiedersehen und bis nächstes Mal.